Terrorist on Main Street by Basil Bloom. Have you ever wondered who your neighbors are, what they do at night, what their dreams are, or their goals, or maybe if they've ever had a secret life in the past? In this day and age, we can never be too sure if there's a terrorist on Main Street. Perfectly good, wholehearted people turned into violent terrorists? It seems like something out of a bad 90s movie about mind control. What really goes on in the mind of a terrorist? What do they tolerate or not tolerate, and why? Today, I hope to answer this and hopefully more. Why good, wholehearted people are joining ISIS and why. To understand why people are joining ISIS and why, I think it would be wise for us in this situation to look at a case in which someone has done just what we're looking at. Let's take the case of Andrei Pulin. Andrei was a regular person. He had a family, good friends, money, and some would even say he was rightfully happy. But one day, as if it were out of the blue, he left his home country in Canada to join ISIS in Syria and fight on the battlefield. However, why would a happy, regular person like Andrei suddenly join ISIS? The authorities who took on this case tell a very different story from his own. Around the age of 20, Andrei started to learn how to make bombs and considered being a communist or anarchist before converting to Islam and joining ISIS. Was he at his limit? Could he just not tolerate being a normal person? We may never know this because Andrei died in Syria fighting for ISIS. This is just one of a couple cases popping around in the West. Let's look at another case. 3 girls in Denver tried to fly from Colorado to Syria and plan to join ISIS. A pretty smooth case from the top, but let's look at it a little closer. One of the girls, their names are not really stated, so we'll say Girl A. Girl A took $2,000 along with her passport and, along with Girl B and C, tried to take a flight to Turkey before being caught by German officials, questioned, and sent home. But just like Andrei Pulin, they had a mediocre, if not good life. Family, friends, and even an education. These girls were also Islamic, like Andrei and the ISIS fighters. Now, let's put these two cases together and compare and contrast to find the reason why people from not only the East, but the West are joining ISIS. 1. These people had mediocre, if not good lives. 2. They had family and friends. 3. They also had some amount of money. 4. And even seemed relatively happy. 5. Either party was already Islamic or had converted to Islam when or trying to join ISIS. And 6. They are either in their teenage years or are young adults. To me, it looks like this. The religion of Islam is what seems to bring all these people together and where they can find a common ground. Though, what keeps them in ISIS and keeps them from leaving is the fact that they have found a special identity, and if they leave, they lose that special identity and specialness they thought they had. This makes sense considering that most teenagers and young adults are often looking for an identity or group to latch onto and be a part of. Even if they lose the respect of their friends and family, it doesn't really matter to them because their parents usually control what they do, and most teenagers are often rebellious. In the end, they just stop tolerating that part of their life. It's like they give up on it and want to start over. That's why people join so out of the blue, because it's an easy decision to start over. The harder decision is deciding to carry on through one of the hardest parts of your life. They want to feel special and have an identity or feel like they have a purpose, so they give up and take the easy way out. But what they don't realize are the consequences this easy way out inflicts on not only them, but their countries and families. Little consequences like losing the respect they lose from their family and friends is just a scratch. Bigger consequences are what really hurts, not only from the people who decide to join ISIS, but also the countries and even the world that they live in. Every time somebody joins ISIS from the West, it's a new media headline. What we don't realize is that every day, more and more people in the East join ISIS for the same reasons. 2 different sides of the world, 2 different opinions of decisions, and one consequence that the East and the West are torn apart by bad media and bad decisions. Another large consequence is this whole idea is just media fuel. Most of the time, the media is not concerned with spreading the whole truth, but more with getting the whole paycheck. And if people don't get the whole truth, not many want to learn more, so they become ignorant and confuse the right from the wrong most of the time. So we have seen the facts, the truth, and even the details. So what's my opinion on the toleration and the idea of people joining ISIS? I believe that people joining ISIS is the least productive way to experience and fulfill the purpose of or identity of a person. Like I said earlier, it's the easy way out for most people, and for some people, getting in is easier than getting out. Consequences of the actions performed and recognized are too severe for them to be healthy or productive at all to our society. I believe that teenagers and young adults should consider that commonalities don't always mean happiness or even acceptance, and that most things in life are not what they appear to be. So, is there really a terrorist on Main Street or just an intolerant person rooting for the wrong team? Thanks for listening. This is Basil Bloom signing off.